Welcome to our flip video on adding, subtracting, and improper and mixed fractions. So let's talk about improper and mixed fractions. Improper fractions, that is when the numerator is larger than the denominator. Mixed fractions, these fractions include a whole number and a fraction. Make sure that you record that on your recording sheet, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask your teacher and bring it into school if you have any questions, and we can explain it to you some more. Let's talk about improper fractions and some examples. So an improper fraction is improper because the numerator is larger than the denominator. So I have right here, each box is split into thirds. So that's going to be my denominator, no matter if I'm adding fractions or subtracting fractions or doing mixed or improper fractions. My denominator now is going to be 3 because each box is split into 3 pieces. It's not the total, so don't say that's 3, 6, 9, 12. It's not that. It's how many pieces one box is split into. Now I'm going to count how many pieces are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 thirds. If I want to do the mixed fraction for this, and I want to say I'm going to move this piece over here, fill this in. So now I have 2 wholes and 1 third. Now, to add this up, if I wanted to add this, I could say, I'm going to erase this and put it on top. 7 thirds and 2 and 1 third. I could go 1 third plus 1 third plus 1 third plus 1 third. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can add up all of these 1 thirds, and that's still going to give me 7 thirds because my denominator is 3 and I have 7 total pieces. I can also do the 2 thirds, plus 1 third equals 2 and 1 third. I can add a whole number to a fraction because these are 2 wholes plus the 1 third. So I can do that. Let's look at this one. So I now have everything split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just checking to make sure that they are all the same. So by looking at this, I can do the mixed fraction really quickly. I have 1 whole and 7 eighths. My denominator is always going to stay the same. If I wanted to count them, I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 eighths. Okay, so both of these are equivalent. It's just showing 1 whole and 7 eighths or 15 eighths. Okay, now I'm going to go and figure out how I'm going to add this. So if I wanted to say my denominator is going to stay the same, and I could do, let's do 10 eighths plus 5 eighths. That's going to equal 15 eighths. You could also see it potentially like this. Does that work? Yes, it does, because that is still 15 eighths. I just wrote an equation on the top and I made it 15 eighths. So as you can see, adding fractions with the same denominator is very easy. Let's look at this one. I'm going to move this piece over here. I know that my denominator is going to be 4. So I have 2 wholes and 1 fourth. If I want to switch it to an improper fraction, I just have to count the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means that I have 9 fourths. Those are equivalent to each other. Okay? Now, if I wanted to add these up, I could do 1 fourth 9 times. Or I could do 1 fourth plus 1 fourth plus 1 fourth equals 3 fourths. And then I could add 3 fourths and 3 more fourths, which is going to give me 9 fourths. It doesn't really matter how you add it. If your denominator is the same, you just add the numerators across the top. To change from improper to mixed or mixed to improper, you're going to deal with whole numbers. So I have two wholes right here. I know that two wholes is going to be 8/4 because one whole is 4/4, two wholes is 8/4, and then I can just add this 1/4, and that gives me 9/4, which is the same answer. So it works out either way. Just remember that whatever your denominator is, that's what your whole number is. So my whole is 4/4 and 4/4 again, which is 8/4. Let's look at this. Now I have halves, so my denominator is going to be a 2, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 halves. To switch that to a mixed fraction, I know that for every, I can subtract this. I can say I'm going to take out 2 halves, because that's one whole. So that's going to give me 7/6, 5 halves. I can take out 2 halves again. So that's going to give me 3 halves. I can take out 2 halves again, and that's going to give me 1 half. So how many wholes did I take out? I took out 1, I took out 1 here, and I took out 1 here. So that would give me 3 whole circles and 1 half left over. So that's how you can do it mathematically without even looking at the pictures. If I wanted to look at this, I know that 3 halves is going to be, 3 wholes, sorry, is going to be 6 halves. And then I can add this 1 half, and that's going to give me 7 halves. That's how it works to switch it from improper to mixed using addition or subtraction. Let's look at this again. I'm going to count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10/4. Okay? So if I have 10/4, every 4/4 that I take out, and taking it out means subtracting, every 4/4 that I subtract is going to be 1 whole. So that's 1, and that's going to give me 6/4. I can take out another whole of 4/4, and that's going to give me 2/4. So I have 2/4 left over and 2 wholes. So I have 2 wholes and 2/4 left over. So that's how I change it from an improper to a mixed. I know that 2 wholes, if I'm dealing with fourths, is going to be 8/4. I add my 2/4 that are left over, and that's going to give me my 10/4 back. So that's how you can use addition and subtraction to help you. All right, let's look at these and let's add some without any pictures. So 3/5 plus 2/5, that's going to give me 5/5. Well, I know that 5/5 equals 1 whole. So my answer is 5/5 and 1 whole. 6/7 minus 3/7, that's going to give me 3/7. 3/8 minus 1/8 is going to give me 2/8. 4/9 minus 1/9 is going to give me 3/9. Okay, so that's how easy it is to add and subtract fractions, and it is very easy to change them from improper to mixed and mixed to improper. So if you have any questions, you can always ask one of your teachers, or you can watch this video again on how to change from improper to mixed and mixed to improper.